Hi, my name is Mervis and this is my testimony. So I just started a new job, and when I started the new job, I asked for two requests. First, I asked for the Sabbath off, and then secondly, I asked for more money. Both requests was granted. However, I'm now in the job 6 weeks and every week was fine. I did get the Sabbath off as requested and it was granted to me. However, last week my boss decided that I have to work on Sabbath. So I was scheduled to work on Sabbath. The whole week I said, no, I cannot work on Sabbath. I speak to the boss, I speak with HR about the Sabbath, and nothing happened. They still kept me on the schedule. Of course, with some fear, I pray and I talk to God and I call my friends and I spoke with my friends and I told them what was going on. I was firm in my belief that I would not work on Sabbath. I believe in God and I know that if I trust God, He will come through. And if I didn't have a job, God have some bills to pay, not me. So the Friday of last week, I called one of the sisters at church, Sister Hamilton, and I told her what was going on. And every Friday we have a prayer line that we pray and we sing. And that Friday they decided that they were just going to pray. And 1 hour was for prayer regarding the Sabbath. I got an email from the general manager stating that I'm working Sabbath. Actually, he said Saturday, and I will be at church Saturday. I emailed him back and I said, unfortunately, I will not be at church. At work, I will be at church. I'm a Sabbath keeper, and I told him I will honor you, but first I will honor God. So I make my request know that it's not about him first, it's about God. And I said I will not be there. Sabbath morning I was at church and I was here praising God, having the best time of my life. I forget about work and I was at church. We were having lunch downstairs, and out of the blue, my phone, something I don't use on Sabbath, my phone rang. I looked, it was a past general manager for about 8 years that we have worked together. So when I picked up the phone and I'm like, how are you? He said, I know it's your Sabbath, I was just calling to say hello. And he said, how are you? I said, well, I changed job. I'm no longer working at my past job, the job we used to work. And he said, where are you? And I told him, and he's like, oh, just keep up your standard where you are, never lose your standard. So I said, well, unfortunately, we suddenly start having problem with this new job. He said, what's the problem? I said, well, you know, I'm a Sabbath keeper and they decided I should be at work. I said, today is the Sabbath and they have me on the schedule, but I decided to come to church. And he said, oh no, Miss Anderson, we can't have that. Mind you now, this ex-general manager, he's now vice president of a big company. He said, I will call you Monday or Tuesday and we will discuss something that I can do for you. My heart just busted because I couldn't believe. And when I say I couldn't believe, I know God would come through. But that very same Sabbath, God came through for me. God is truly amazing. So he called me, actually, the general manager called me on Tuesday and we discussed about jobs. And the first job he offered me, he said, you can't get that job because it's a Saturday job. You have to work on Saturday. So he's still in the process of looking something for me. But when I came down after speaking to him on Sabbath, I was just crying. And so many church family was just so excited along with me. I also told my pastor right away because the tears was just flowing. And I just tried to find everybody who was praying, who understand the value of honoring God. And my friends, I'm telling you, when you put God first, please, it doesn't matter what it is, how it looks, how the bills are going to pay, what you're going to eat. Honor God and He will honor you. Thank you.